Yes, yes, yes. I know what that sound means. Time for In the Paddock F1. Greedy and the cheese. It's finally here. Here we F and go. The 2026 F1 season is here. The new era is here. New cars, new power units, overtake mode, boost mode even. And it begins. 24 races, 1,486 laps, 4,562 miles to come. And we kick things off in Australia. For the 40th time, it's the Australian Grand Prix, and we are down there in Melbourne. It is the sporting and cultural hub of Australia, the land of kangaroos, giant bugs, and some say the best damn cup of coffee you can get in the world. You can find there in Melbourne. This ain't no travel show. This is an F1 show. We are racing around the lake. Albert Park Circuit, 3.28 miles, 14 corners. No DRS zone anymore. We can overtake in boost mode. In active aero, all kinds of new good things. Well, maybe not. You give it the full beans for 79% you're laughing. Oh, man. Got an interesting opener.
Oh, man, indeed.
The Australian curse continued as Piastri crashes on the outlap to the grid. Merck had it locked out the front row, but Leclerc had the lead in the turn one. But after some VFCs and some strategies, George Russell takes the win. Kimi Antonelli second as a Merck 1-2, as they were predicted to be the favorites coming in. Mm-hmm. But Leclerc takes third to round out the podium. Lots to unpack after that damn race. We are caffeinated. We are medicated. Greeny, good day, sir.
Good day. It feels like we're watching a different sport, but thanks to everyone for joining us, episode 179. So here we go as we open up another F1 season here. Thanks for joining us, for those who have been here for many years or those who have been just joining us for the first time. Hit us up in the paddock, USA@gmail.com. Leave a comment down below if you're on YouTube. Don't forget to leave us a review if you're listening on Apple or on Spotify. Every little bit helps more than you can imagine, and it just gives us the ability to
subscribe.
Keep coming at you. Keep coming at you. So, listen, what a interesting beginning. It kind of ended as we suspected it, but Charles Leclerc definitely looked like he might have taken it. I don't know if a different pitch strategy might have made a difference today, as Ferrari decided to go a little rogue from the rest of the pack, but we'll unpack that in a few moments here. But listen, the Silver Arrows are back, my friend. It has been a while. First time since 2019. They have finished 1-2 in an opening race, and it looks like Mercedes is a different Mercedes. Speaking of former Mercedes, it looked like Lewis Hamilton coming in fourth today, looked pretty damn good. So Ferrari was right there as well. Max Verstappen starting way in the back, but finishing towards the front. Couldn't quite make podium, but looked pretty good. So again, a lot to unpack. And as you mentioned, Oscar Piastri could barely start the race, let alone finish. And the curse of the second Red Bull. Let's unpack that too. So a lot to get to. New year, but a lot of familiarity and a little bit of difference. Let's unpack it.
Where do you want to start?
I guess let's start with the win. Let's start with Merck, because Merck should be at the top of the list here, because it's been a while since they've been the golden goose and the headliners for any of our episodes.
Yeah, they definitely weren't. Definitely had the struggles in the last era of cars. So, I mean, they were the favorites predicted going in by pretty much the entire paddock, to be honest. Probably outside of Mercedes themselves, maybe, but I mean, there's a heroic job by the crew. Let's say that for getting the Antonelli car, back in the qualifying for them to lock out the front row. But the car's quick. Being the team that supplies the engines, you're definitely going to have a little bit of an edge going in with everything compared to the other teams since you built the damn thing. I mean, George Russell's got a lot of pressure on him, and he, didn't buckle down from it. I think the surprising thing to me actually was how close race pace was, because going into after FP2, when everybody was like their race pace was like a second or so more than anybody else, but on race day, Ferrari was pretty much on the same pace that Mercedes has. So that was surprising. I didn't see that happening. I thought they were going to just run away with the show. I knew that Ferrari would have, advantage at start as it had been seen during testing and things like that the Ferrari winds up a lot quicker than everybody else does. But Ferrari to have that pace, that was interesting. I mean, everybody said Merc was going to be number one, but Ferrari to be that close, that was interesting to start off. McLaren struggled. I mean, the Piastri incident. He had issues coming out of the pit lane on the outlap. So, and then the shock all of a sudden getting all this power, coming off of hitting a curb, and it's happened to other drivers before too. So it's not something, but that's just a bad break. But just overall, McLaren struggled. Red Bull in the forward power plant had another issue with qualifying with Max with the rear lockup, and then in the race with Hajar, that thing sounded hideous there when that thing turned off. So I was also surprised that as many cars finished. I was only thinking probably like maybe 12 cars would finish. I thought there would be some more power plant issues actually going in and going a full race and pushing things to the limit.
Yeah, Albert Park is not. I don't think Albert Park was the best.
That was a bad spot for that. Absolutely,
not the best spot to start the season, especially with all the changes and having no idea what you're going to get. Especially the sandbagging 100%. At Bahrain. It's just it was not a ideal situation to be in. But yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off there. But
no, go please.
Yeah, Merc takes the cake today. We'll see if that continues. We'll see if this is just going to be a one shot and done for them. Is Ferrari going to make the big push? McLaren and Red Bull as well. Is Isaac Hadjar already showing?
Oh, you just see what
potential disaster.
You saw what Lando said.
What
about the Ferrari? He said he thinks they have the best chassis. He said their cornering speed is insane compared to everybody else on the grid right now. So I was kind of shocked to hear that, to be honest. I mean, am I a little excited deep down inside since I am a Scuderia fan? Heck damn yeah! But I'm trying to pump them brakes and level things out because it is the first race. It is the first race, and this also, if you recall, during the last beginning of the last era of the car, Ferrari won 2 of the first 3 races, and everything looked fancy pantsy, and then it all went to shit. It all went to shit. As the years went on. So I'm so excited deep down. I'm trying to keep those because they looked way better than I anticipated them to look compared to the Mercedes. I thought Mercedes was just going to be poof and gone, especially after the practice session.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be who is going to figure out the cheat code. I use that word, loosely first. No. Who's going to figure out the way to manipulate the car to do something to get the extra battery power or the extra like a DRS like position to be in to be able to have an overtake on a straightaway or whatever that might be, or corner better or whatever it is, and it depends who's going to do that. And it seems like Ferrari's poised to be able to do that. It seems that Mercedes has the best grip on the new car at the moment as far as utilizing that the engine and the power unit and the battery. The word, I mean, it's just so different though. Like it's like I said, it's like watching a different sport. And I know audio and auditorily this is going to upset you, as it often does, but it doesn't sound the same.
I actually thought the cars sounded a little bit better than the last era of power plant, to be honest. I thought the sound was a little bit
different.
It sounds different. I mean, it sounded a little. I mean, I thought it sounded a little bit better, to be honest. I thought there was a little bit more of the engine sound. You didn't hear the turbo as much, maybe, depending on which power plant it was, but I think the engine sounded a little bit better. I don't like it. The clipping thing is ridiculous. When you get near the end of the straight and then the power plant takes over and it drops the RPMs and start charging the battery. I mean, we got to do something about that. That's ridiculous because the drivers can't push. Formula One, you're supposed to be able to push the damn thing, is kind of to the limit. I mean, yeah, you're managing your tires and fuel and things like that, but they got to be able to push more. I mean, coming down the opening, during quali when they were coming out of the final corner, and they weren't pushing weren't full throttle till they got to what, like 100 yards or so to the start-finish line when the clock started. I mean, they got to be pushing out of the corner but you can't because of the battery. I mean, it's probably going to be different coming up to when we get to China and things like that, because there's less straightaways and the power unit will be under different constraints there. But I mean, that was ridiculous. That clipping was like, just hearing that drop in the RPM, even though the driver's pushing it, like the computer and the power plant's taken over to charge the battery. I mean, that's just a joke. That's a joke. I mean, Max Verstappen and your last two world champions called it out as trash. Like straight trash. I mean, that's not a good look.
Listen, to quote one of your favorite lyricists, Mr. James Hetfield, lashing out the action, returning the reaction, weaker ripped and torn away, hypnotizing power, crushing all that cower, battery is here to stay. That was just for you, sir. He nailed it. He nailed it 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, battery ain't going nowhere, man. It is here to stay. And at least for the foreseeable future, we'll see how that goes. But of course, sir, it is that time, because I'm going to strap on my helmet. It is time to take a lap around Albert Park, or whatever park you're thinking about. It is Quizmaster's Cockpit. 3 questions. I hopefully have 3 answers. As we start a new season. My first season ever last year with an overall winning record, more wins than losses. And of course, we're going to set ourselves up for our winners, losers, and slap. Let's go over the rules for any new listeners. Cheese is going to nail me with 3 questions. Either I get all 3 right, we go right into winners. If I just get one answer wrong, we're going to go into our losers of the week. If I get all 3 answers wrong, all 3, which is rare, but does happen, we're going to go right into slap, because I should be slapping myself if I'm going to go 0 for 3. If I'm going to get the ought here. So,
well, you kind of blew my shit up there, to be honest, with that first segment there. I mean, you took one of my questions, so I'm here scrambling to get another question here.
Just ask the question. It's okay if I know stuff.
Well, you already blew that shit up, so
for having knowledge.
All right,
Do,
I can give it to you.
Do what you.
But
you're the quiz master, and I'm the cockpit.
I can change it a little bit. I can change it a little bit.
Right.
Same question, but we can change it a little bit.
Let's go.
Question number 1, sir. When was the first Grand Prix held at Albert Park?
I believe it was 1995? 5 or 6. I'm going to go with 96.
That is correct.
Bing. That was close. I was trying to remember if it was the year before or after the Olympics. It was the year of the Olympics. That was the first year of the U.S. Olympics that year. 96. All right. 1 for 1. Not getting slapped right off the bat.
Question number 2, sir. As you said in the opening segment, the last time Mercedes had a 1-2 finish at Australia was in 2019. What driver from Mercedes won that day?
This man back on the grid is not Lewis Hamilton. It was his teammate at the time in 2019. That was Valtteri Bottas, sir.
That is correct, sir.
Boom. Did you change up the question and I still got it right?
Yes, you still got it right. Ah, yes. Get that suspense music going here. Question number 3.
Sweat.
This is a bit of a humdinger. I found this question and I went, damn, this is a good one.
I got no chance. Go ahead.
Question number 3. Only one driver has led every lap from pole to the checkered flag at the Australian Grand Prix. Only one guy did it. Who is that driver?
I vaguely remember. Was it Leclerc in 22?
No. That is incorrect. Wasn't even at Albert Park.
Oh.
Was it Adelaide?
Adelaide. All right. Who was it?
Nigel Mansell in 1994. 94, after he came back to Formula One.
Classic. How about that? All right. I can't even lie and say I knew that. I did not.
As they say, you learn something new every day.
Do learn something new. Nice question, which gives me a 66% win percentage, but that, sir, that's unfortunately an F. So we are going to go right into losers of the week, and sounds like we have a few.
Yeah, there's definitely a few out there. I mean, we brought it up in the opening, but Oscar Piastri not even making the grid. Heartbreak your home Grand Prix. I mean, if you're an Aussie driver in the Australian Grand Prix, something bad just seems to happen. So that's bad luck. You could see the fans were a lot of Oscar Piastri fans, of course. This is basically his hometown, so those hats were all over. That was a good looking hat too. That was a damn good looking hat. I do have to say, but
snazzy.
But yeah, it's just damn heartbreak. So definitely got to give him the loser there. And I'm gonna give Liam Lawson. Your teammate's a rookie and he finishes in the points, and you can't get in the points. It's just not good enough.
You can't lose to RV. You can't. Not opening weekend. Not everything Liam Lawson's been through. Not being a Red Bull number 2 driver last year, coming back and losing, and has. We'll get to Arvid in a minute, but what a day, man.
I mean, my two losers.
All right. Well, listen, I've been hearing so much about, first of all, who are we going to start with? I guess I'm going to start with Williams. again.
Yeah.
Again, just showing.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was supposed to be their year. They started off real good. Now, Haas is already ahead of you in the points right off the bat. That's the team you're battling right in the mid-pack. And you are in the back of the mid-pack already. The only team, Audi scored, Alpine scored, Haas scored, Racing Bulls scored, all put up a point. And Williams did not. Outside of Aston Martin and Cadillac, every other team scored a point. So, that's a rough one for Williams.
It's not good.
Carlos Sainz finishing 2+ laps behind the pack at the end. And where else can I go here? So many places to go. I mean, listen, everyone was talking about Franco Colapinto and what he was going to do going into the season this year. I know Gasly definitely finished with a point. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But I would say I'd expected more from him. I would say he's a light loser this week, but I definitely did not expect him to... I expect him to be better this whole weekend. But it's a light loser for him because there really weren't too many losers. I think.
I mean, not really. I mean, I'd even I'll go into that in a minute with winners. I mean, we can add that at the end. Well, I'll add something there at the end. But I mean, not too much really. I mean, we're also saving some stuff here for the slap because
it was a hard slap. There's a real hard slap. My hand is going to sting after this one. But let's get to that in a minute because a lot of unforced errors. Listen, nothing. Hadjar didn't do anything that Same with Bottas.
No, I mean,
there was not much. Did you expect Sergio Perez to be competitive? No. I mean, it's amazing he finished. He finished last, but he did finish as far as qualifying drivers.
I think they're ahead of where you would think they would have been at this point. To be honest, I think they're ahead of where you would think. So I think they're under a lot of respect on the grid.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, for sure. But we'll get in a minute. So those are my losers. A light week for losers. But go ahead, Cheese. What do you got for winners?
Lindblad, come on, bring it up. Rookie finishing 8th in his first Grand Prix. You have to give it up. Damn sure.
Young Gun 2026 award winner after the first race. The guy's... I can't imagine anyone else showing up, any other rookie showing up and doing better than he already did in his first race. I know it was 2 points, 3 points, whatever he got put on the board there. 4 points? Mm-hmm. What did he finish with?
He finished 8th, so what's that?
4 points. 4 points, yeah.
4 points, yeah.
So, hell yeah. Hell yeah. So
it's huge. That's massive. That's massive. I mean, I did earlier with Ferrari, so I praised them already, so I can't do that again. Let's give it to Audi and Bortoleto. I mean, in the points, first Grand Prix, officially being Audi. I mean, they did take over a team, but coming up with their own power plant and everything. I mean, I think the only reason that Hulkenberg didn't start the race was because there was no communication or there was some kind of issue with the radio or something. It wasn't really really a big thing with the power plant, I don't think. But coming up with their own power plant, that's a huge thing to come up with and build your own. I mean, Cadillac came in, they don't even have their own. So developing your own power plant and having it be competitive. I mean, right now, I'd probably say they're probably the lead of the second best, of that mid pack right now. It'd probably be Audi. I mean, that power plant seems pretty damn solid. From what we've seen over this first weekend. So definitely got to give it up for them and get points in their, first Grand Prix there. Absolutely. So those would be mine.
Yeah, I got a
category.
I got a couple too because I think it was definitely a winner's week. I'm going to start off with the champ, Lando Norris, who held off Max Verstappen and held 5th. I really thought he was going to fall there. I really thought, easily Max was going to pass him at the end there and finish fifth. At this point, every point counts, absolutely. Difference between 10 points and 8 points. As we saw at the end of the season last year, those 2 points could play a big part. And give it up for Lando for holding off Max, because Max should have passed him there at the end. And the champ held him off. So putting that number one to use early in the season. Before I get to my big winner of the week, also I got to give it up for Pierre Gasly. Alpine was definitely not poised to finish with any points this week. As I mentioned, Franco Colapinto having a really rough week. But Pierre Gasly squeezing in 10th, getting that point on the board. And of course, how am I not going to give it to my boy, Ollie Bearman? Once again, starting the season on the right foot. I cannot imagine if he continues down this path that he's going to be on racing for Haas in 2027. So we're going to enjoy this season as much as we can with Ollie. And once again, finishing another top 10. He was learning how to do that in that 7 to 10 range a lot last season. And if Haas wants to finish fifth, that's the way to start it. Would have been helpful if Ocon finished with a point, but he didn't. I'll take whatever points we can get from Ollie. So put them on the board. And that's 6 points for Haas. And that puts them 2, 3, fourth. Already. Fifth. Puts them fifth. So they're fifth right off the bat. There you go. That's where we want to stay all season long. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. All right, of course, that leads us to the most exciting part of the week. Get your hands ready, because it's going to sting. Because we have...
I need to slap my goddamn for that.
The slap of the week. Jeez. Is it going to me this week to open the season?
Go for it.
All right. Graciously,
you're pretty fired up about it. So
I was pretty fired. We were going back and forth pre-show where we were going to be, but I am fired up because Lawrence Stroll is an absolute disaster. I know you were talking about the Honda engine. I know there's a million different reasons why Aston Martin was talked about not even showing up to the track or just showing up and retiring the cars pre-race, or all this kind of ridiculousness they were talking about, the disaster going in. I know there's a million different factors, but Lawrence Stroll, you're the boss of this team. The buck stops 100% with Lawrence Stroll, because when the going is good, he's the first guy there to pat himself on the back. When the going is bad, it's the same thing. Leaders eat last, and if you want to follow that rule, then you're going to eat last tonight, baby, because you deserve to be last in line. Because you did a shit job. You didn't get yourself together. You didn't get the team together. You were not prepared for the first race of the season. And this is going back to November, as we've been hearing over the last few days here with the Honda engine and everything going on that end. So you've known since November that you might have a terrible opening week in March. 4 or 5 months ago. So that is just a bad job. That's complacency at its worst. You have a driver in Fernando Alonso. I can't imagine Fernando Alonso is going to be on Aston Martin much longer. He has a great relationship with Alpine. I wouldn't doubt maybe a trade. Can we do that? Bortoletto for for Fernando Alonso, that's not the worst, craziest thing in the world, I think. So, I think Fernando Alonso needs to get the hell out of there. I think with the way that car is, he's going to be a broken man by May if he keeps driving in this car. He's 45 years old.
Yeah.
I think this is a young man's car because it's a car in development. And you're not going to put a 45-year-old former 2-time world champion in a developmental car. And
I mean, it's
So,
fair.
So take a 5-month stretch back, all the way back. Lawrence Stroll, I want you to sit there, put your hands behind your back. You don't even defend it because you're getting slapped and slapped hard. And that's all I got to say.
Whoa. We are in Australia. Get the gloves out. Get the kangaroo. You get the kangaroo punch when you're in Australia.
Oh, you are correct. Sorry, I got a little too hyped up there. So put the boxing gloves on, punch. Give them to the Roo, and take a left, right, left in the jaw. Because that's what you get. No supper for you.
Oh, yes.
Ah, yes.
If you listen to the program, you know what's coming up. But if you haven't, where the hell you been? It's the best damn sound of the week, boys and girls. For taking that fantasy ride to that fantasy island of great to where the beer flows like wine and the wine flows like beer and that cannabis, oh yes, my friends, it grows as far as the eyes can see. Look at it out there. Green and luscious. Oh, yes. Take a little whiff. Woo! That air smells. Yes. Let's take a little walk to the top of the hill. The casinos at the top. Just like Monaco, baby. It's like a little square. That nice casino. Green Token Casino. We cashing in early. Check it out.
One of us is cashing in, and one of us is checking out. So I'm going to add another layer to this, and something we as we often throw down these bets. And listen, Cheese and I, just so you know, if you're new to the show, when we gamble, I would say 99%, if not all of our bets are all what's called on the plus line. That means we're getting back more than we spent, right? Versus a negative line. You put down 10 fictional greenie bucks as we use. And, you know, on plus 100, and you would get back 20 greenie bucks on your 10 greenie buck bet. If it is plus 200, you would get 30 greenie bucks back on your 10 buck bet. If it is negative 200, you know, you would make then what is 15 greenie bucks on your 10 greenie buck bet. So negatives and positives go a very long way as we're betting here, and we always try to bet on the plus line. Therefore, each week we're going to bring you every single winner on the plus line along with all of our bets as well. So I'm going to give you the 4 plus line winners. There's only four plus line straight bets. You want to talk about parlays and stuff like that, we're not going to get into that because that's endless. But only 4 winners. The Russell Antonelli Leclerc straight was plus 350. Pierre Gasly finishing top 10 was plus 300. We had box Russell Antonelli Leclerc box top 3 plus 260. And Ollie Bearman top 10 plus 160. So did either of us get any or all or some of those? Cheese, will start with you. You, sir, got 2 of the only 4 plus line bets out of your 4 bets. You took Russell Antonelli Leclerc box plus 260, and you took Ollie Bearman plus 160 with 100 greenie bucks each. You took a couple losses as well on your 4 bets. Lewis Podium, so close. So I'm sure you would like the Lewis Podium over the plus 260 because that was plus 480. You lost on that one, but close. And Gabriel Bortoleto, top 6 plus 500. Definitely didn't look like the worst bet in the world, finishing 9th, but like a full lap behind where you wanted him. So overall, you bet 400 greenie bucks. You won 620 greenie bucks. You are up plus 220. So right off the bat, positive ROI. Right off the bat. That's the way you wanted to start it. You started with 5,000 greenie bucks, and now you have 5,220. Let's go to my side of the board, which is not as successful as yours. I put down 4 bets as well. I had Verstappen on podium, plus 650. That did not hit. I had double Red Bull, top 6, plus 170. Thank you very much, Isaac Hajar. That made my night a little less interesting. And then I took box top 3, Russell Antonelli Verstappen at plus 1,600. I thought that was a nice, juicy late night bet. That did not hit. And then I did win on the Ollie Bearman top 10 plus 160. Bet 400 won 260. That means I lost 240 greenie bucks, which gives you right off the bat a 360 greenie buck lead right off the bat. That was a bigger lead than I think you might have had almost every week last season. So you opened up, it was really close all year last year, but you opened up a nice little cushion for yourself to start. Not too much of a cushion. I can make that back pretty quickly. But already over the 5,000 mark, a place you did not get to at all last season. So you already put yourself in a better spot already week one, and I am right back to where I started, turning my pockets inside out and watching the money flow back to the house. So, any final thoughts on Greenie Bucks going in week one here?
Early days, sir. Early days. Early
Very
days.
early.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. A good start. We'll take it. But it's early days.
Very, very early. Well, listen, this was a great, great show. I think we're going to skip the In the News segment this week. There's not much going on in the opening, but we're going to have a lot more stuff coming at you. Every single week, we're going to have the full podcast and the full YouTube show up every single race weekend. And then we're going to bring you some off-week stuff as well. And maybe drop some midweek, little bangers, 4 to 6 minute bangers on the YouTube to catch everyone up on what's going on in between races and in between the podcast. So check that out as well. We're going to have some bonus material on YouTube. Of course, we got the podcast. If you're listening to Apple, on Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast, please give us that rating. It really, really helps us out. Whatever the rating you're going to give, it really, really helps us out. We appreciate any feedback we get. We did already had the best first quarter of any year in our season 6. And March just started, so we're obviously going to have our best first quarter that we ever had as far as downloads, and we want to continue that journey with you guys. Hit us up in the paddock@gmail.com, and we got some surprises and other stuff coming at you, so if you want to reach out to the show, YouTube, email, we're here for you guys. So love to hear from you. Say what you got to say, brother.
See you guys in a week's time. We head for China, Shanghai, for the next Grand Prix. Sprint weekend, too. So that's going to be interesting. Only one practice session for the boys and down there in the paddock and with these new cars. So probably be a little different weekend, too, with a different battery usage. So we'll see if some drivers are a little bit happier, but I don't think so. But we'll see. Please see you in a week's time, and as always, stay medicated, my friends.
Peace.